Here's a subject that's been going around this week. You've probably seen it, Deck, on TikTok. Polyphonic. People are saying I've got polyphonic hearing. Have you heard this?
No, but I heard the word polyphonic before. Polyphonic ringtones on the old Nokias.
Yeah. So it's a fun word. So it comes back. God knows, I don't know what it means, but it's the new synesthesia. So people are saying, "Oh, I've got polyphonic hearing," and they're like, a song will play on TikTok, and they'll hear polyphonic rhythms, which is just like the counter rhythms, and they'll go with their hands and go, "I can hear these rhythms other people can't hear."
Yeah, I just think of
That's a hoot.
the synesthesia thing. I just think of artists doing their interviews and just gushing about how special they are with their synesthesia.
Yeah, every artist has synesthesia. It's amazing. Oh,
Do you?
I see colours when I hear music.
Do you have synesthesia, Tom?
No, okay, maybe that's why I'm making fun of it. Okay, I admit it, I don't see colours. I just hear the darn music.
Yeah, like
is that such a crime?
Yeah. Well, Kanye he's the most famous one who says he has synesthesia, but he also is a complete fucking utter lunatic.
Yeah, he has a few other conditions as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually believe the synesthesia in his case.
Yeah.
So you're on the porch. We should bring up the porch.
Yeah, that should be addressed at the outset. Why are you sitting on a balcony?
Well, we're recording this at night time on a weeknight, so my normal spot on the couch is unavailable because we have a baby. And I'm in Queensland, so it's not too cold. Well,
After last week being scolded
after all the bickering,
for being late.
yeah, there was a lot of bickering. I thought I don't want to ask these guys to move it, so I'm just going to just do it. Just get out on the porch, keep everyone happy, keep Tom happy. I know Joe would probably be quite understanding.
Well, that's why I initially scolded you. So it's worked a treat because because I know you're just a bit of a. You kind of got always had a hippie mindset with time. You're on island time, kind of. Yeah. I don't know what you're like now these days with your job. I think you had it battered into you that you have to be on time.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah, I mean, I work for myself, so I have a little bit of freedom, but I also, you only get paid for as much work as you do, so it's, bit of a, but yeah, I'm not super regimented. I'm not up at 5 a.m. or anything like other tradies up here.
Yeah. I mean, when you were a teenager, there was a point where he didn't even have a phone, or he wasn't accessible by phone, so his friends would call me and be like, "Can you put me onto deck?" So it's actually amazing that you have a job.
Yeah. And you also used to have to set like 8 alarms and used to have it right next to your head. And I'd hear the alarms going off one after another in 5-minute intervals and you just wouldn't get up.
Yeah. Well,
impressive. You're running a small business.
Yeah. And doing
I still can't wake up to certain alarms. Like I have to have like the horn alarm, the one that just goes. If I have like the twinkling piano, there's no shot.
You're just like, that's some beautiful background music to sleep to in the morning.
I don't wake up. I don't flinch to piano, even if it's next to my head. So I have to put on the aggressive one, but it's not very nice now with a baby in the room. I am not sleeping as deep these days because you just don't, I think, once the baby comes.
Protector mode.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm not doing the hard yards, really. I'm just next to Jess and slightly awake. But she's the one who's really on night shift.
Yeah.
So I should not be complaining about my fucking sleep. Jess was already a bit off me about
last
the
week.
Oversharing of the story of...
She didn't like that. She probably wouldn't like you saying that she didn't like that. So you gotta be...
Oh, no. Well, I said, I won't speak about any ex-boyfriends from when you're 18 again. And she said that would be nice.
Well, unless there's another story that good.
I did say, it was totally relevant to the story. We were talking about somebody jumping out of a car. It was almost... I couldn't not share it.
I did listen back to our episode today and I thought, I wonder how Jess felt about that. So Tom, this week, what story are you bringing?
I am going to... I know we said we wouldn't go too conspiratorial, But because of the popularity of Conspiracy Corner, we can do a Conspiracy Corner later if you like. I'm prepared. But I just wanted to do the Jeff Epstein,
Yeah.
the New York financier.
Well, it's actually not even really a conspiracy theory anymore. I just saw it tonight on the ABC News talking about Jeffrey Epstein list and.
Well, yeah, it's not a conspiracy. Yeah, it's just like it's a sort of almost it's bordering on that, but it's just all true.
What did you see on the ABC about it?
That, Trump had campaigned on releasing the Epstein list, and there's now like growing discontent in America among his supporters because he's come out and said, actually, the Epstein list doesn't exist.
Yeah, he said it's boring, and it doesn't exist. Stop talking about it. He's boring.
Can't believe you guys are still talking about that. It's so boring. Do you think he is has an aversion to it because he is him personally he's on the list, or he has friends and interests he wants to keep out of the spotlight, or both?
Bit of column A, bit of column B, perhaps.
Probably. I mean, did he go to the island? I don't know. Who knows? That's what the list apparently is, right? The people who've been
on the jet, right?
On the jet and to the island.
Mm-hmm.
But then, okay, so are you guys aware of the theory that he was an agent or asset for Mossad? That's the...
I have, which is the Israeli intelligence agency, right?
Because his money just sort of came from nowhere. People don't really know how he became one of the richest billionaires. He used to be a school teacher or something. In the 70s.
I heard that. He was a school teacher, and then 6-7 years later, he owned the biggest residential house in Manhattan, like a 9-story brownstone or something, and he was a billionaire. And it's a little bit of a, uncertain exactly how he became one of the wealthiest men in America.
Interesting.
Yeah, and
so that's the conspiracy. But I think I might be wrong. I'm not really in the weeds like you are, Tom, when this conspiracy stuff. But aren't the flight logs already... The list and the flight logs are different things. I thought the flight logs are already out there.
Well, no. The one that was going around a few years ago was made up. And it's actually quite funny because if you actually read it, you could look up flight log and it would show you this list. And it's got so many funny people who wouldn't have been there. It's got
Stephen Hawking.
Well,
that's who I remember seeing on the flight logs. I'm like, what's Stephen Hawking doing? He's just, you know what I mean?
Well, Stephen Hawking, there was Chris Tucker was on the fake list. I was like, Chris Tucker, come on, from Rush Hour, very funny. I mean, I don't know, I don't know what he's, but and it was just there was people who were on the list who weren't even famous at the time when these flights were happening. Right. So these lists are just have been fake and floating around. Mm-hmm. But there should be real lists apparently.
So what do you think? Are they gonna? Is there any chance of it?
He's a Mossad agent anyway.
Well, he's a Mossad. He is, maybe. He probably was. It's all pretty dark. Have you seen that? Have you seen the island? There's someone who did a drone flyover on YouTube.
Nice.
It's, I wouldn't say nice. There's a weird Egyptian building with this kind of... It's pretty freaky. It's pretty freaky. Not very cool.
Yeah, I have seen a bit of a tour of the island.
Oh, what are your algorithms showing you guys?
No, I searched that. I typed that in.
Tour of Epstein Island on YouTube.
I was like, what's out there?
Another part of the Epstein conspiracy, the island and that building, Tom, are matching to Ellen DeGeneres' set backdrop with the blue and white striped building.
No, I've seen that. No, that's good. That's good.
So explain the conspiracy.
Well, Ellen DeGeneres, also, there's some conspiracy theories about her being,
She was mean to her staff.
Well, she was mean to her staff. That is not a conspiracy.
Okay, but it's all pointing in one direction. It's pointing to Epstein Island. All the evidence is and then she did that set design to fuck with people.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah,
that's a silly one. I like that, but that's the thing. They go, everything. They like to rub it in your face. That's the conspiracy. They want to hide it in plain sight. But it's why would they want to hide the design of a building on Ellen? What's the point? That's a good one.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, like I said last week, if all the conspiracy theories are this fucking nutty, then it won't really matter. We're not going to alienate anyone because these are stupid conspiracy theories.
Yeah, as long as I can keep a safe distance from them.
Yeah, we're just getting started though, we think normal stuff, and again, we're open to brand sort of stuff.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, it's a good time to slot that in.
Yeah.
I'm very open to any brand affiliations.
Yeah.
Perfect time after the Ellen DeGeneres set.
Tom,
Epstein Island.
I've been meaning to ask you about the KPop rivalry and if there's any update.
With the lawsuit. It is a bit of a slam dunk. There's a lot of legal professionals telling me this is a slam dunk. It's open shut. There's a lot contacting me.
Okay.
So that's positive from that front. But yeah, well, when I release a song, I was meaning to say this the other day. When I release a song, they told me it was coming out at 4 p.m. and then
this was last week.
This was last week, and then it just got blocked, and it just didn't happen. And I was like,
so you think it's a K-pop conspiracy?
I think the KPop Allday project, who have stolen my name, who's one of the members, their grandfather or father owns Samsung.
Okay.
So I think they've called in a
favour to Spotify.
Yeah.
Block the song for a few hours before it gets released, please, Dad.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds crazy, but actually we need to investigate them.
But it came out. It was just a bit delayed.
It's delayed. We do need to investigate them as far as other connections, Ellen connections, etc.
And can you rule out just like your shoddy internet connection?
Can we rule out incompetence from the people who are like on my side? No.
Yeah.
Can we rule out the fact that I'm just an irrelevant Australian artist who does not get priority? No, but we need to look into all avenues.
These are important things to be explored. I actually have, I don't have an update, but I said I would give an update, so I'll give the update so far on the Darcy defaults.
Yes, please.
The island, the boy who went missing while surfing and then was found 15 k's away on an island.
And we're starting a petition to have the name of the island changed.
To defaults. Default island. Defaults? Yeah.
Yeah.
Defaults
Tell
island.
us
Yeah.
what's going on.
Well, he was actually found by his uncle, not the search and rescue team. And his uncle just went, yeah, I reckon he's probably just paddled out to the island.
So he's clearly told his uncle about his dream of one day paddling out to.
And the island is it's a small uninhabited rocky island, but he has made ground on the southern tip of the island, and then he was rescued from the northern tip. So he's made landfall on his longboard and then walked over. It's rocky and it's steep. It's like cliff faces. It's just rocks, It's quite big as well. And he made his way to the northern tip, and he had like a bit of hypothermia and lots of cuts and abrasions just from climbing over the rocky terrain at night time. And I think he might have just been, I think you kind of called it, Tom. Just he felt the calling.
It was beckoning him. Yeah.
Yeah. And he just paddled out there, and his uncle just knew, I reckon he's just gone for the paddle.
He's been talking about this a lot recently. Let's go pick him up in the dinghy. And then just took off.
Gap year.
And then his dad has also said Darcy will tell his story in good time when he's ready. So hopefully by next week,
can we meet?
He'll get his story straight.
Maybe we need to get him on the pod.
Yeah, I think.
First guest.
First guest. Darcy default.
I mean, we'll see. He might be a bit wanted. He might be too busy for us. He's kind of a legend of an Australian. Maybe he'll get Australian of the Year.
I don't think that's who gets nominated for Australian of the Year, but
it's always like a nurse.
It's not.
It's not just nurses, okay. Tom. Okay. You're an idiot.
I'm talking like amazing nurses.
Yeah.
Who would do amazing stuff.
I got to tell you, I have never been more impressed with nurses as the midwives and nurses during Jess's birth. It was unbelievable. I mean, the doctor did come in at the last moment to actually deliver the baby, but the nurses, I can't believe that they just do that stuff. Midwives just do that day in, day out, every shift.
Yeah.
They just go in.
And the doctor, he's done nothing basically.
Yeah, she actually came in with...
You did me in there.
I've told you about this story before.
No, but you told me, and last time you told me he was a man. So you have lied.
Anyway, she came in with like just 2 contractions to go, and kind of stole all the glory. It was a bit like, what have you been doing for the last 8 hours? We've been in here doing the hard yards with the midwives. Yeah, but very impressive stuff. I can't believe that they don't get paid quadruple what they are getting paid, because I mean, it's nuts. Delivering babies all day, every day is a crazy thing to do, but it is really, once you experience it, I mean, I wasn't the one delivering the baby, but I was in the room, and it was...
What you did experience, though, was some lovely room service.
Yeah, I want you to tell us the food story again.
Yeah, well, we had the private hospital. Jess paid for private health before we got pregnant, and we were down at Budrum Hospital, beautiful hospital on the Sunshine Coast. Our room was like a hotel suite. It was magnificent. We were there for 5 days. The staff were great. Food was incredible. They would come in with a little slip of paper with breakfast and say, just select what you want for meals for lunch and dinner. And I usually don't really eat breakfast. I'm a pretty light eater during the day. Have a decent sized dinner. Anyway, they were coming in with a massive, eggs and everything for breakfast with a side of cereal and yogurt and fruit, and it was like a hotel spread. Anyway, so every morning, 5 mornings, I was just chowing down and then ordering my food for the rest of the week. For the rest of the day, I mean, every single day. Just thinking, wow, this food is so good. I don't need to go and get takeaway because the food here is great.
Yeah, you're like, what's everyone complaining about hospitals for?
People, yeah. I always heard hospital food was terrible. This is my first ever experience with hospital food. And it was great. And then day 5 comes to an end. We're heading off. And they just go, just on your way out, just duck past reception. You got a few charges. And I was like, a few charges? Private hospital? Like, what are you talking about? This is covered. I've already paid the excess. Like, and I get up the front and they're like, yeah, they're just listing through, and they go, yeah, so it's just the 18 meals for you. And I was
How much did it set you back?
Oh, they weren't crazy expensive, but like it was, I think they were $15-20. I think different meals were different prices, but it was hundreds of dollars. And yeah, I was just ordering this food thinking I'm just getting tasty, cheap, or tasty free hospital food, but yeah, it was
that's where they make all their profit,
They say that about hospitals. The profit's in the food.
In the cafeteria. That's what I used to say about Blockbuster. It's the late fees. That's where they get you.
That's where they make their margins back.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted this week to talk about our Prime Minister Albo.
Yeah.
Taking off to China for a state visit. He's over there for 6 days. And I think it's so interesting where we're at with the Australia-China relationship. So he's gone over there. They're our biggest economic trading partner, like by a significant margin. So he's over there kind of talking about kind of increasing our trade with China, talking about tourism and increasing tourism between Australia and China.
For us to there.
Both ways. Has to go both ways. And at the same time, this week, Australia is holding this big military exercise with the US and 18 other countries. I think there's 19 countries altogether. 30,000 troops all over Australia. It's like a live military exercise. And China's just known to be monitoring it, like spying on these military exercises in the same week that Albo's over in China. You're like meeting with the president and the premier.
Was it, when you say military, is it like what, ships or planes?
Planes, I think maybe some ships, but a lot of land.
Marching.
I think like live fire exercises and
Yeah.
not just marching.
And how
They
how
don't
they-
just get
how-
30,000 troops together for a big march.
I'm like, what's the intel? What happens when you see it? Yeah, they've been marching, firing stuff.
Yeah, and also how are they monitoring it? Is it like
I believe they send ships off the coast that have
Telescopes.
telescopes. So that's happening at the very same time that we're over there kind of as a country advocating for the strength of our economic ties with China
Yeah.
and
weird.
trying to like grow that relationship from a trade perspective. And then there's all these other elements of the relationship that are also kind of conflicting with that position. So we've just taken back a 99-year lease, which was given to a Chinese company for the port of Darwin.
I remember when it was on the news. We've sold the port of Darwin to China.
Yeah, 99-year lease to a Chinese company that has ties to the Chinese Communist Party.
Don't all companies in China have ties to the Chinese Communist
Well,
Party?
You've got a point there. So then it's now like bipartisan. Both Labor and Liberal agreed. We've got to take that back. That's a national security threat. And
What is that actually? Do you know what that means for them to lease the port? What are they controlling security? They're controlling. It's like private property that the Chinese control, but it's our. Do we have like border security and customs? in
Yeah.
that are Australian.
That are Australian for sure. There's still.
And what does the leasing to China actually mean then? Are they receiving payments for ships that dock and stuff, or
Correct. They're profiting from it and they're running logistics of it. And in theory, if there was, say, a war that broke out in the region, having a Chinese company that could theoretically shut off shipments coming in or influence shipments or stop certain shipments is a national security threat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it just seems like a weird one to.
What do you think they should give? They should give it back to them.
No. I mean, it seems like a weird one to give to China in the first place.
It was a random Northern Territory premiere in 2015, so
The kickbacks were probably too sweet. Well, allegedly.
yeah, and then a couple of other crazy things that are kind of conflicting with this economic relationship is China sent these naval flotillas a couple of months ago. You would have seen it in the news. Sent these naval flotillas to circumnavigate Australia. They did a live fire exercise off the coast without warning Australia. So it's technically in international waters, so they didn't break any laws. But it's not an act of a kind of friendly neighbour, right?
Just shooting like missiles off the coast, and it was off Sydney, right? Like, off Sydney Harbour.
Off the east coast, yeah.
Yeah, not very nice.
So there's these really interesting meetings going on in China at the moment where Albo is doing press conferences and talking about how important this economic relationship is and trying to play nice.
But we're getting bullied militarily.
And then at the same time, there are also our kind of biggest national security threat. So this is like diplomatic tightrope that he's having to walk. And I think he's doing it pretty well at the moment, but it just feels very precarious. Step one foot wrong and things could change pretty quickly.
Ooh, it's very scary. Should we talk about something else?
Yeah.
It's scaring me.
Yeah.
It's scaring me.
Yeah. It is funny to feel like Albo's over there kind of sucking up to our bully because he has to.
Totally.
Yeah, let's
I mean,
totally talk
it is
about
scary, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what we've been doing with America as well. Like,
Well, that's actually kind of part of the interest in this phase of the Chinese government is that with Trump being so unpredictable globally, China has seen the opportunity to stabilize relationships with countries like Australia and be the kind of adult in the room and try to strengthen economic ties with countries. So it ties in with the instability and
yeah,
unpredictability of Trump and the US at the moment.
there you go.
I'm very down with China. I'm thinking about buying a Chinese ute.
Yes. Are you?
Yeah, I am thinking about buying
Great.
a BYD Shark.
Oh, build your dream. I'm always like that. Yeah, when I see those cars, I'm like, build your dream. Like, are we serious about this?
Yeah. Well, I think they're great.
Does that mean that you customize it? I always think that means you customize it.
No, not at all. No, just the
I
name
can
of
see
the
why you'd
company.
think that. It's just the name of the brand.
But you think you go on the website and build your dream car?
Build your car. Nah, nothing like that.
That would be
no
a
more
cool idea, though.
I think they should seriously consider.
There's no more customization. There's actually less customization on those cars than a lot of other cars. It's just like standard equipment, but they're really good because they're these companies, BYD and what's the other one? Maybe Great Wall.
Potential sponsors. Chinese
they're all
businesses.
yeah,
We would love
potential
to take on some
sponsors.
Chinese
Yeah,
sponsors.
I'll be an advocate for the Ute, an ambassador, brand ambassador. But they have backing from the Chinese government, so they have any ordinary car company doesn't have the capital to build. They have built 7 of the biggest factories in the world in the last 5 years, all in China, and they're bigger than I think the next biggest factory is a Toyota factory, and it's like a quarter of the size. So they have built billions of dollars worth of factories because they have backing from the government, and an ordinary company without, backing from one of the biggest governments in the world they don't have the capital to do that. So they have this huge
big competitive advantage.
Yeah. No, they're just building really good cars. That's what I've heard on my YouTube reviews.
Well, you're very enthused about Build Your Dream. That reminds me of a Trump thing. Him and Elon were like best friends, and then Elon was doing the whole Doge thing, Department of Government Efficiency, and then him and Elon and Trump had a little breakup, and then Trump said, "Oh, well, Elon wanted to do government efficiency and take money from all the departments, but I don't think he really wants that, because what if I took money from his companies? Then they would go bankrupt."
Well, he's got a bunch of government contracts,
subsidies, and
SpaceX and Tesla.
And Tesla for the electric cars.
Yeah. Well, I heard BYD overtook Tesla in selling the most electric cars globally.
Wow. BDE.
And they're cheap. They're making them fucking cheap. But yeah, they're making this Ute is like 60,000, 59,000, and it's like got more bells and whistles than anything else. Its closest competitors would be $80,000, $85,000, $90,000.
Wow.
So,
and all you have to be willing to do for that price is be spied on by the Chinese government.
Yeah.
Yes.
I turn off the.
That's fine. I've got nothing to hide. I'll bow down.
Maybe they can give you if we take them on as a sponsor, we can get a little deal.
I would love to.
They were gonna give me one of those Chinese phones and give me a couple of years ago. They were gonna give me money.
Really?
And I was
Huawei or whatever.
I won't say which one. But then there was literally that same week they're like, "We'll give you," and it was a kind of a good amount of money. They're like, you just have to use this phone. And then that same week there was an article like Chinese spying phones on blah blah blah.
Really?
Same brand.
Or on the topic of the Port of Darwin being taken out of Chinese hands, the same thing happened with Huawei, the Chinese company with 5G networks in Australia. They didn't actually build it, but through the tender process, when Australia was finding someone to partner with to roll out the 5G network, they were like, maybe not you guys.
Oh.
So, and that's been a point of tension in the Australia-China relationship as well, that there's these foreign investment rules that...
I think we should trust China. Trust China.
And what's making you say that? And does it have anything to do with potential
the
brand
Bluetooth,
deals and a
the
free
Bluetooth
car?
chip in his arm? They've activated the switch in the Bluetooth switch.
Yeah.
Trust them.
It wasn't a lab leak. It wasn't Chinese, the virus. Trust China. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. So, did you guys follow the cricket? Anybody? You care?
I saw some of the headlines.
I follow it in summer. That's it. Sorry.
Well, fill us in then.
All right. Well, I watched it. Excuse me.
You have more spare time or more time at home than me and Joe and I.
Yeah, when I say I had it on the background. West Indies all out for 27, last test match.
It's crazy, I did see that.
Boland got a hat-trick. Stark got 6 for 5 or something.
Damn.
Yep.
Outrageous.
Boys.
Scott Boland, so underrated.
Yep.
What did you say Stark had? 5 for 6.
He had 6 for 5.
I thought
or
it was
something. 6 for
I thought it was 5 for 15 or something.
maybe it's 15. 6 for 5 is crazy. I think that's what Boland did the other year. It was like 6 for 15 or something.
If you take more wickets than allowing runs you've allowed, you're a sick puppy.
Sick individual. But the pink ball tests are kind of. Do you know about the pink balls?
Don't know about the pink balls.
So the pink balls is when they play night test, which is a new thing. It's kind of woke nonsense, but it's fun. And they've got the pink balls instead of red balls.
What'd you say? It's woke nonsense?
Yeah, it's kind of woke nonsense, like night test.
Why is a night cricket test
I'm just
woke nonsense?
I'm being silly. It's not traditional. And they're using a pink ball, and the ball has like another lacquer on it, and it makes it swing more. So,
Extra swing.
so it's like impossible to hit.
Right.
So it's like it becomes a wickets first.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Gorgeous. Mitchell Stark.
yeah, Mitchell Stark just knows how to sling it. You give
That's
Mitchell Stark the
gorgeous.
pink ball, it's nuts.
This is saying he took 6 for 9 and included 5 wickets and 15 balls.
6 for 9. Jesus, Mitchell.
Wild.
Are we heading into a new golden era?
No, we're not. We're
Okay.
heading into a very troublesome era. They're all
Oh.
getting old. Yeah, they're all like older than me.
And that's saying something.
I'm young in some industries. Not the
Sprightly.
industry that I'm in, but some industries.
Ah.
Or on that topic of your age,
Yeah.
when you were over in the UK recently, is it true that you tried one last time to become a professional basketball player?
No. And I won't be. It's not true. No, I did try out for the Greenwich basketball team, which is like a national league team.
Greenwich Mean Time.
Greenwich, yeah. They've Greenwich. Yeah, well, that's where the time was invented, right there in Greenwich.
Okay.
Um,
And you were trying to turn back the time.
I was,
Trying to turn back the clock in Greenwich.
I was like, I'm in England. These guys can't hoop for shit. Whatever. I'll be fine.
So what is it? What level was the?
Oh, better than me. I got cut.
Yeah. But what level was the league? Is it like the highest league in England or what?
No, it's like the second highest league. But they travel on the week. Like they'll get a bus to Manchester and play for free, no money. I think.
Yeah, right. So theoretically, if you did make that team, you're just going to put music on hold and just for one last season, see if you could keep the basketball dream alive.
Yeah, it would have been epic.
Hoop dreams.
And how close did you come?
I don't think I should have been cut. I think they didn't know what they were missing out on. But
Is xenophobic because you weren't a local,
yeah.
perhaps?
No, well, they probably were like, who is this geezer? What's this idiot doing? He's fucking. We're looking for like a 20-year-old guy who can dunk.
I remember when we were in LA and we were playing at LA Fitness, and you had been hooping a lot, like every single day, so you were really locked in. Like I came over there, I hadn't played very much in a few months, and we would go have a run, and you were like jetting. You were really locked in. You were killing it. And I remember we won like 6 games in a row, and there was this one guy. The one guy who was dressed up in the full Michael Jordan costume, but he was really jacked. He looked a lot like Michael Jordan. Like he was not quite as old, and maybe too buff. Really, he was just a gym, maybe on steroids. But we beat him a few times, and I remember him yelling at his teammates because you were just sinking so many threes. And at one point after we beat them, he was walking off and he was yelling at his teammates, "You're going to get beaten by that fucking girl? You're going to get beaten by that fucking girl!" And pointing at you.
Yeah, they used to be so mean to me in America. It made me tough.
That was savage.
Yeah.
And then sometimes when you were playing and I wasn't, they were like, "Damn, that girl's got a serious game, man." I'm like, that's my brother and he's just wearing skins. He's not.
He's a man.
He's not wearing... He's a man.
That's my brother, and she's a man. Yeah, I
But
don't know.
they really were giving you mad props and respect.
Well, I used to play a lot. It was very satisfying, but I was thinking, after I left America, I was like, what did I achieve in America? I was like, well, I played 6 hours of basketball every day.
You're
You
just
stayed fit.
recording
Stayed fit.
music and playing basketball.
No, to be fair, I recorded like every day, so it's not like but yeah, I didn't. So I played a lot of basketball.
Yeah, you
yeah.
did.
It's nice to finish or end the day with a little bit of. Also, we don't have that pickup culture in Australia where you can just go to the gym and there'll be 15 guys there who all want to play 3-on-3. You don't. That's not everywhere. So you can see why you fell in love with that a little bit, because it's not really. I mean, maybe on the weekend you can go down to Eddie Gardens and get a game in, but
Yeah.
Well, just
LA
before
Fitness is all day, every day. You can go there at 11 a.m. and there'll be 10 guys and they all want to
Because
play.
they're all homeless guys.
really.
Yeah, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, until they really start getting a sweat on.
As in, it's not a bad thing that they're playing basketball. It is a bad thing that they're homeless.
Oh yeah, no. To be clear, I would love if they had houses.
Well,
Yeah.
just before we
They had
start,
LA Fitness memberships, which are not cheap.
Yeah.
just before we started recording this, Tom said, "I said, how's your day?" Tom said, "Yeah, good. I just got up 100 shots,
100 threes.
100 threes."
It's my special interest.
Yeah.
Anyway, did you guys see the Conor McGregor Azalea Banks thing?
No.
No.
What?
Great combination of names and people.
And people, yeah, two of the more insane people who exist right now. So they've been both apparently sending each other nudes for years. That's what Azalea Banks said.
What?
Like sending nudes to like the most crazy person in the world is not advisable, because of course eventually it's going to come out. And so Conor McGregor is sending her full frontal nudes with, I'm not going to say because we don't want to keep saying the words for male genitals, with a weight on his genitals,
No.
Hanging it off.
and he's
To
wrote,
prove how strong it is.
yeah, and he wrote like, "This is my new exercise" or something.
And how has this come to light?
She's
Azalea
posted
Banks
it.
probably just.
She's posting the photos.
She posted it and just said, "Yeah, he's,
Oh
we've been sending each other nudes for years."
Oh
Yeah.
my god! Wow, man, he has like 4 kids. His poor fucking wife, man.
Bro, yeah, I know.
He is just gallivanting around the world, being a total misogynist pig, and didn't he? Yeah, he's a bad guy.
Yeah, he's a bad guy, and also it turns out being punched and kicked in the head and abusing drugs and alcohol is not good for the brain.
It'll take its toll, won't it?
God, I mean, it's funny to send a photo with a weight on your penis. I mean, if it's with consent, it's a funny.
Yeah, in the
concept.
abstract, it's a funny concept. In
Yeah.
reality, it's insane.
Yeah,
I was like, is it?
with
What
given the rest of his history, it's not really that funny. It's kind of just fucked up.
it's just sad, really. But
Yeah.
is it doing anything? I wonder. I'm like, what have I been missing out on? Something important? I've never hung anything off it.
So there's an actual photo of his penis online with the weights.
Yeah. Do you want to end the podcast early? Or?
No, I'm not going to look it up. You're the one who's seen the fucking thing. You've seen the photo.
Yeah, no, I can send it to you.
You got it saved?
Saved in your camera roll.
Yeah, it should be.
I don't want to say it.
Okay.
Don't send it to me.
But anyway, we'll look into it. We'll see if it's exercise we need to do and our listeners need to do, and we'll get back to you. Because we want to make sure we're educating everyone.
Check in next week. Oh, another check in, another fact check from last week. It wasn't Mike Rann who swam in the Padawalunga in Adelaide across the river.
Yes. Important information
Who was
to
it then?
clarify. It was John Olsen, who was a Premier of South Australia before Mike Rann.
Okay.
Right.
Do you think
So-
anyone will have noticed?
Huh?
Do you think anyone will have noticed?
Well,
Dad would have noticed.
Yeah.
it's important that we clarify and fact checked for our father. Deck, what
I-
story are you bringing this week?
I saw this article that Monique Ryan, MP took Josh Frydenberg's seat in
Kooyong.
Kooyong. She was talking about, Joe, this is a little bit up your alley, really. It's a little bit to do with politics. But
Give it to me.
it came into my field of thought because Monique Ryan posted about it, and she said that there was a statistic that 77% of AFL player agents, so the managers,
Mm-hmm.
their biggest concern for their clients is gambling. This gambling is so rife in these young players that they can't. They're worried that they're all spending all their money on gambling, not necessarily on themselves or on the AFL, but
just sports gambling generally.
Sports gambling in general. 77% of player agents say that's their number one concern for their clients.
Do you think that reflects more what they're doing themselves and lack of understanding of the players, or do you think they know the players well enough?
I think they'd probably know the players well enough. Like, it's a problem with all young men, I think.
Yeah. So I saw that, and then I was like, yeah, that's pretty crazy. Anyway, I was rummaging around the internet and reading about Joe, they called it the Murphy Review.
Yeah.
And it was a kind of a parliamentary inquiry into sports gambling advertising in Australia.
That's right.
And it was 2 years ago. And they made 30 recommendations on on all the problems with it and how commonplace gambling is in young people, and we're the biggest per capita, the biggest losers on earth in gambling.
Yeah.
So we lose more money per capita than any other nation on earth to sports gambling. So since that inquiry where they recommended winding back sports advertising during sporting games, because so many kids are watching, it's obviously a little bit, you don't really think about it, but once you have kids, you got these watching the TV on a Friday night and there's 40 adverts during a game.
Yeah.
So they recommended winding it back, and there's been no action. They haven't wound back anything. Nothing has changed.
Yeah, I think they recommended a complete ban on sports gambling advertising.
And what the AFL said, oh, thank you, we'll take that into consideration.
Essentially.
Yeah, well, this is the part that I thought was pretty fucked up. That, Joe, you're probably aware of this, and there might be plenty of people that are aware of it, but I just thought it was totally absurd. The AFL, every dollar that is spent gambling on the AFL get 10 cents of that money.
Well,
win or lose.
They get a kickback from it.
Correct.
10%. They get a 10% kickback on any money that is on any of the apps.
And a similar thing with the NRL as well.
Exactly the same deal. It's 10%,
Yeah.
10 cents out of every dollar. Whether the bet wins or loses, it's that they get 10% of bettings. So they're taking in tens of millions of dollars. No, I don't think anyone knows exactly how much. In 2023, they estimated it to be 40 million or something. And it's like, and that's not including them paying to run all the adverts pre-game, during the game, between every goal, between every ad break.
Yeah.
So you just can't imagine how much money that these AFL, NRL are all making from sports gambling. And now Albo's got a full majority, and he's just been doing crickets on changing this legislation and getting it off the telly.
Yeah, it's a really good point. And it's actually one of the main kind of concerns I have about this Labor government, who's done a lot of good things, but this is one of their biggest failures to date, I think. So, yeah, it's called the Murphy Review because Peter Murphy was a Labor politician who has since passed away from cancer, but this was like her last project, and it's named after her. And it's all about gambling harm and the various different types of harm, and it sets it out, all the evidence supporting it, expert evidence, there was witnesses, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I don't think if you're a young man in Australia, I don't think you need the Murphy Review to realise
Totally
how rife it is and how many people are pretty severely affected by it.
And there's been some suggestions that a middle ground would be banning it an hour before football games, during football games, and an hour afterwards, or banning sports gambling advertising within certain windows when young people are watching TV. But
So after kids' bedtime.
Yeah, I think we'll look back at this in a similar way to, cigarettes, and even alcohol in the future, I think will be in the same category as gambling. Like, the advertising that they do to make it seem so cool. They're spending millions of dollars on these campaigns so that it appeals to young people, so they think it's cool, normal, and acceptable, and then they take their money for, get them hooked and take their money forever.
Yeah, especially in a time when money's getting tighter. For middle class is drying up. People's lives are getting harder, and they're selling the hope as well, which is the sucky part about it. You say quick win.
I read that since that Murphy review was released and June 30 this year, Australians have lost $60 billion to sports gambling.
Yeah, when you said 43 million, I was like 40 million. I was like, that doesn't sound like that much. Sounds like an afternoon.
A bit low. Sounds a bit low, to be honest. Yeah. But that was 2023, and I think that's more of an estimation. I don't think it's hard data.
What did you say? It was 60 billion total in all time, or when?
We've lost 60 billion in the last 24 months in Australia.
Okay, well, I didn't go from 40 million to 60 billion.
Yeah, well, no, 40 million.
Otherwise, what
40 million was the margin that the AFL was taking.
Okay, sorry, I'll excuse myself.
Yeah,
yeah, the margin, the 10%.
I was up last night. Couldn't get to sleep.
Yeah.
But anyway,
there was a smell of food that drifted into my room, and I could not sleep. Pasta or whatever. It's crazy. Couldn't get it out.
Yeah, but it's a good point, Deck, and there's lots of politicians like Monique Ryan and others that and David Pocock, who have been out saying, "Come on, guys! You've now got a big majority. This is your own report. Like, time to act."
Yeah, I don't think it was that. I think the Murphy review was there was members from both sides of the sides of the aisle.
Bipartisan support. Yeah.
What I think is, I don't think gambling should be banned. Like, in America, it's banned in certain states and it's being legalized slowly in all these states. I don't think gambling should be banned. Just like I don't think cigarettes should be banned or alcohol should be banned. I just think the advertising that is directed at young people to make it seem cool and normal, that should be banned. People should be able to do what the fuck they want.
Yeah,
that's fine. But if they're being manipulated by marketing agencies into thinking it's cool and normal, and that's why they're doing it, that's what I think is fucking evil.
Sounds like you had a loss on sports bet this week.
No,
I know that cadence anyway.
I only do $5 bets when I bet, and I do $5 bets that have gigantic long odds that I never ever win. Okay. So you can't get hooked if you don't win.
Yeah, you never get a taste. Well, actually, speaking of that, it's our cousin, second cousin that I met in UK, Sammy. He was saying, because he visited Australia once, he was shocked, and it was something that I found that we probably find normal because we're used to it. He was like, I can't believe in your pubs you have all of the stuff to gamble in the pub, like a casino. Like, you have the pokies,
little tab,
and the Keno screen, the dog track screen, all the other stuff. He's like, how do you do it? How do you not just spend your pay every time?
Yeah,
he's like, I couldn't do it. And it's like, well, a lot of people do.
A lot of people do. A lot of the lads up here actually, they love the dogs. But Jess had a month ago had a baby shower and was just with all of her girlfriends, and so me and all the other husbands went to the pub, and I got there and they're all sitting over in the corner, all having pints and just like watching the horses and watching the dogs. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? They're like, oh, just thought we'd get the table in front of the horses. I'm like, right on. Who are we gambling on? Anyone got any hot tips?
Yeah, and after that day, you thought, I'm gonna get on a podcast and rail against the gambling industry because I lost all my money.
No, I lost like $40 on gambling on the horses, and that was that. But it's pretty standard. There was that corner was early in the day, 1-2 p.m. on a Sunday, and that corner was the only busy corner in the pub. All these degenerates like me just sitting over there having a punt.
Yeah. Well, it is fun gambling. We should say that.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Just in case there's any gambling companies out there that might want to give us a brand deal.
Yeah, we'll run this right back.
We delete segment. I used to.
I retract that whole. I retract my statement. Official. This is an official retraction.
We've made offers to China, Huawei.
I didn't know what to talk about today, so I just made up lies, and that's not my real opinion.
I used to do the one. I've had various little gambling trysts throughout my life, but the one when it started for me was doing Keno before school and after school.
What?
I remember that. Blackwood.
Yeah, well,
You must have been like 13 years
Well,
old
'cause-
doing Keno in the news.
yeah,
agency.
back then, and Mitcham too. And back then they didn't
Oh my
check your age. So if mum would give me like she'd give me like enough for like one bit of food at school, like $2.50 or something. It was a long time ago. $2.50 could get you a lot more. But
I did not know about this.
and I would be like, well, I can't really get a full lunch for $2.50, so if I gamble it on Keno, I try to gamble a bigger lunch, kind of thing. So I go in there and do a spot one, which is like at the time I was like, you get $12 for every $1 gambled.
You were genuinely a 14-year-old.
Yeah, 14, yeah, or something like that. And I would do a spot $1, and then so that would be if I win that, that's 12. So then you're like straight to Hungry Jacks, bang,
Large Whopper meal.
bang, like Summer Stunner Storm or whatever. Give us the
Unlimited refills with the Storm.
Give us the Storm. Days made. So yeah, that's something for
No ID checks.
no ID checks.
And you didn't continue down a vicious cycle of gambling after that, or what? That's an early start. 14.
Early start, yeah.
Not too vicious.
No.
Just the occasional punt.
Yeah, well, I thought I had it hacked because I was like, oh, it's like 12-1. It's like, but yeah, you don't win that much, but you do, yeah. But
Thought you had Keno hack.
I was like, if I only bet $1, no, I don't know. I didn't have it. I was joining with a little Rain Man, but not smart. I've got a whole system.
Just a dumb, stoned 14-year-old Rain Man. Yeah, I've got the whole fucking system. Just chuck it on. Pick one.
Yeah. You're not a big gambler, are you, Joe?
Not at all. I don't. That's one thing I've managed to avoid
Yeah.
is gambling.
Nice.
It's good. It's good.
It's the way to be.
You know, when I found I would do it more just when I was hanging out with my friends in Melbourne who loved watching the footy, because we'd be watching the footy at the pub and they'd be going, oh, this and that. But when I'm watching it just with Jess and my baby, I'm not very. I wouldn't dare get Sportsbet out in front of Jess and have a punch. You'd just be like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah,
Why
I
would
think
you
that's
do
the
it? Why
right
would you do
decision
that?
you're making.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was thinking
I
actually,
did.
do we all go to the same kindy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You went to Eden Hills?
Yeah. I went to
Yeah.
2 kindies, but yeah, I did go to Eden Hills.
Did
as
you?
well.
Were the axolotls there when you were there?
They were when I was there.
Not that I remember, but I don't remember all that much from my kindy years.
We had turtles, axolotls, goldfish, chickens. We had a hatchery.
Wow.
We had an incubator for hatching chicken
Wow.
eggs.
I don't think we had any of those things.
Wow, they'd cleaned it up by the time Joe got there. I was just thinking,
Probably-
seeing an axolotl at that age was really like full on. You know, like I remember seeing it and being sort of like, whoa, like life's gonna be crazy. It's gonna keep. If it's gonna be like this, I gotta lock in. You know what is that?
A fucking
Yeah.
half fish, amphibious, lizard, frog monster.
Yeah, and like
It is.
dealing with this new social dynamic. I mean, I've got a half amphibian frog monster. He's in there. This is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, who was running that? You can't have a petting zoo in a kindy. It's got to be unsanitary. Like multiple types of animals, a chicken incubator. That's got to be bad.
Yeah, we had hammer and nails as well.
What?
Yeah.
You had a hammer and nails.
Hammer and nails. We could just do woodwork. Even at the time, I was like, we should not have this.
It was a bit. There was a bit of free spirit,
Yeah.
child rearing going on up in Eden Hills. I think even looking back, Eden Hills Primary School, shout out, was pretty.
Pretty loose.
Yeah, it was pretty fast and loose.
Would you let your beautiful daughter Winona have a hammer and nails at 4?
I don't know what she's going to be like at 4, but if she did have a hammer and nails at 4, I would probably like to be present.
Okay.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't like her to have it at kindy.
Bye, without you.
Without my supervision, I'd say no.
But if she showed her aptitude.
Yeah, then perhaps I'm not going to
Stuff.
deprive her
Yeah.
if she had a natural ability.
She could be the
Have done-
Mozart of woodwork.
You have to nurture that. Yeah, but yeah, probably not at kindy. I don't think that's. I think you just give kids like blocks and stuff, not fucking tools.
Yeah.
Especially not real ones. I have a vague. I have a vague memory of that as well. And we dug really, 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 really big holes in the sand pit, like dangerously big holes.
Different
Crazy
time, or maybe
times.
Kindy's just wild. We don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, I will find out. I'll find out soon. I don't want to. I don't want to send my kids to childcare or kindy or work a job anymore. I just want to stay home and hang out.
Yeah,
and
that's what everyone wants, right?
Yeah.
But it's hard. You're probably gonna have to work
In this economy,
Forever.
We're both going to have to definitely work if we want to have a decent existence and live in a decent suburb and send our kids to a decent school and just live. We're going to have to hustle big time.
Yeah. Something's gonna have to change with these house prices. Joe. Politics, man.
Joe, you need to get in there.
What we need is some brand deals from this podcast.
What we need.
Yeah, either Joe, you become Prime Minister, or we get a couple of
Huawei.
brand deals cranking.
We need
Xi Jinping.
BYD.
Build your dream. Huawei. Sports bet.
Hey,
No.
don't talk about ethics.
No.
It's fine. It's all going to be
It's all
fine.
gonna be great. Any other news this week? This has been a news current affair, beautiful and correct information podcast.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining.